When you picture a desert, you're probably seeing scorching sun, endless sand, and maybe a cactus. Now, what if I told you the largest, driest desert on Earth looks nothing like that? What if I told you it's a vast, frozen wilderness buried under miles of ice? We're talking about Antarctica. The coldest, windiest, and highest continent is also officially the world's biggest desert. This sounds like a contradiction, but it forces us to rethink the very definition of a desert. The defining feature of a desert isn't heat, it's a lack of precipitation. Any place that gets less than 250 millimeters, or about 10 inches of rain or snow a year, qualifies. Antarctica averages just 166 millimeters annually. To put that in perspective, parts of the Sahara Desert get more moisture than the heart of Antarctica, where annual snowfall can be less than 50 millimeters. That's barely 2 inches. So the obvious question is, if it barely snows, why is it covered in a sheet of ice that's in some places 3 miles thick? This is the central paradox of the polar desert. The ice is there not because of heavy snowfall, but because the little snow that does fall almost never melts. It's simply too cold. Over millions of years, tiny amounts of snowfall have accumulated, layer by tiny layer, compressed by their own immense weight into the colossal ice sheet we see today. It's a desert where the precipitation arrived and then never left. And within this desert lies an even more extreme environment, the McMurdo Dry Valleys. These are vast, barren landscapes that are almost entirely free of snow and ice. They're scoured clean by ferocious katabatic winds, dense cold air that rushes down from the polar plateau at speeds up to 200 miles per hour. These winds are so dry, they literally vaporize any moisture, a process called sublimation, turning ice directly into gas. Some parts of these valleys haven't seen a single drop of rain or snowflake in an estimated 2 million years. The conditions are so alien, so stark, that scientists use the dry valleys as a stand-in for the surface of Mars, testing rovers and searching for clues about how life might survive on other worlds. And yet, even here, life persists. Not in the way we're used to seeing it. There are no trees, no large plants. Instead, cryptoendoliths survive inside the rocks, shielded from the brutal wind and radiation. Along the slightly wetter coastlines, life explodes with penguins and seals, all exquisitely adapted with thick layers of blubber, specialized circulatory systems, and even antifreeze proteins in the blood of Antarctic fish to keep from freezing solid. This frozen desert doesn't just exist in isolation, it's a critical engine for the entire planet. That immense white ice sheet acts like a giant mirror, reflecting the sun's heat back into space and cooling the Earth. And as seawater freezes around the continent, it expels salt, creating incredibly dense cold water that sinks to the ocean floor. This process, the formation of Antarctic bottom water, drives the global ocean conveyor belt, a current that circulates heat and nutrients around the world. So, Antarctica fundamentally changes our image of a desert. It's not a place defined by an absence of water, but by water in a different state, locked away, frozen in time. It's a silent, powerful landscape that proves our planet's environments are far more complex and surprising than we often imagine. It's the desert at the bottom of the world, shaping all of it.